what no one tells you? Shrinking yourself for years doesn't make life easier. It just makes you forget who you are. If you've been playing small for so long that you barely recognize the confident version of you anymore, this video is your turning point. We are talking about how to rebuild your confidence after years of playing small. Not the fake kinds that looks good online, but the real, unshakable kinds that actually feels like home. And here's the plot twist. It's not about becoming someone new, it's about remembering who you've always been. Stick around because I'm gonna break down the exact steps to rebuild your confidence from the inside out, even if you've been hiding in the background for years. Let's start with the truth no one talks about. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And just like a muscle, if you stop using it, it weakens. Playing small, whether it's staying quiet in meetings, doubting your opinions, or holding back on your dreams, slowly chips away at your confidence until one day you wake up and wonder, where did I go? Maybe people called you too much when you were younger. Maybe someone made you feel like your voice didn't matter. Or maybe life just knocked you down one too many times and now you second guess everything. You're not alone. I've been there. So many of us, especially women, have been conditioned to shrink ourselves to be accepted, to be liked, to be less threatening. But here's the thing. You were never meant to play small. You were made to take up space. And today, we're going to talk about how to take your space back, brick by brick. Why do we start playing small in the first place? Let's get real. Nobody wakes up one day and decides, I think I'll suppress my whole personality today. It's gradual. It starts with small compromises. You're told to tone it down. You stay silent to avoid conflicts. You stop sharing your ideas because you are afraid they won't be good enough. And over time, your confidence doesn't just disappear. It's buried. According to a study by the International Journal of Behavioral Science, over 70% of people struggle with imposter syndrome, feeling like they are not as competent as others think they are. 70%. So if you feel like you're the only one stuck in your own head, trust me, you're not. The first step to rebuild your confidence is to reconnect with yourself. You can't rebuild what you haven't seen in a while. So the first step, reconnect with the real you. Ask yourself, what lit you up before the world told you who to be? When did you feel the most alive, the most confident? What parts of yourself have you been hiding just to feel safe? This part isn't always easy. Sometimes digging into these questions brings up emotions you didn't expect. Grief, regret, even anger. But that's okay. That's part of your healing journey. Try this. Every morning, write down 3 things you admire about yourself, even if they feel small. For example, I care deeply. I show up for people. I survive things that could have broken me. It sounds simple, but it's powerful because confidence isn't loud, it's quiet. It's the calm belief that you can handle what's ahead. And here's something we don't talk about enough. Low confidence doesn't just live in your mind. It shows up in your relationships too. When you've been playing small for years, you may start labeling yourself as low maintenance. You tell yourself not to ask for too much, not to need too much, not to be too much. Because somewhere along the way, you believe that having needs made you unlovable or difficult. You become afraid to speak up. You convince yourself your needs are negotiable. You keep the peace externally, while slowly betraying yourself internally. Sound familiar? You might say, "It's fine, I don't need anything. I'm just easygoing. I don't want to be a burden." But here's the truth. Every time you silence yourself to avoid conflict or rejection, you teach others that your voice doesn't matter, that your needs can wait, that you tolerate crumbs instead of asking for what you truly deserve. And guess what? That doesn't make you strong, it just makes you smaller. Confidence starts to rebuild the moment you stop shrinking yourself to be more palatable to others. You're not too much. You've just been around people who made you feel like less. Now, it's time to start choosing relationships where your full self is not just tolerated but welcomed. Step 2. Start taking micro risks. Confidence doesn't grow from thinking, it grows from doing. You don't need to give a TED talk tomorrow. You just need to take micro risks, small actions that stretch you just enough to remind your nervous system, "Hey, I'm not in danger." For example, speak up once in your next meeting. Post that video or opinion you've been overthinking. Say no to something that drains you. Try something new, even if you're a beginner. Think of confidence like a candle. Every time you take a small risk, you're protecting the flame. You're shielding it from the wind of self-doubt. And over time, that little flame, it becomes a wildfire. Step 3. Rewrite the old story. Let's talk about the voice in your head. You know that one. The one that says you're not ready, you messed it up, who do you think you are? That voice, it's not your enemy. It's the scared part of your brain trying to protect you. But here's the truth. It's time to rewrite the script. Ask yourself, where did this story come from? Who taught me that I had to play small to be safe? What would my life look like if I stopped believing that? Start replacing the old narrative with one that empowers you. Write it down, say it loud, make it a daily practice, because the thoughts you repeat become the beliefs you live by. Step 4. Surround yourself with confidence mirrors. Ever notice how being around certain people make you feel more like yourself? That's no accident. Confidence grows in safe spaces around people who reflect back your power, not your fear. Start curating your environment. Follow creators and accounts that inspire you, not make you feel less than. Talk to people who lift you up, not drain you. Join communities, online or offline, where your voice is welcomed. If your confidence is a plant, the people you surround yourself with are the sunlight. The real problem is you're waiting for permission. Let's call out the elephant in the room. Most of us are waiting for someone to tell us it's okay to shine. We think, when I lose the weight, when I get the degree, when I feel more ready. But here's the thing. Confidence isn't the result, it's the requirement. No one is coming to give you permission. You have to give it to yourself. I know, it's hard, eh? Because we are taught to be humble, to wait our turn, to not rock the boat. But let me ask you something. Has playing small actually protected you? Or has it just kept you stuck? There was a time in my life when I played so small, I almost disappeared. I had opinions I never shared, dreams I never chased, and confidence that felt like something other people had. You see, friends used to call me a know-it-all. Not in a kind way, but in a way that made me second guess myself. So I started shrinking. I watered myself down to stay likable, to keep the peace, to belong. Then one day, I was in a room where someone said something completely false, something that went against what I knew was right. And I stayed silent. I drove home that night. with tears in my eyes. Not because I was angry at them, but because I was angry at me. That night, I made a promise to myself: no more shrinking. Even if my voice shakes, even if I mess up, even if it's uncomfortable. From that moment on, I started choosing myself, one brave thing at a time. And that's all confidence really is: choosing yourself consistently, not minding what people say, not minding what people think, and being okay with outgrowing the people, the places that keep you small. And that's where I am today. And it's a beautiful place to be. Confidence isn't some magical thing that falls from the sky. It's not reserved for extroverts or influencers or people with perfect skin. Confidence is a skill, a rebuildable, reclaimable human skill. And if you've played small for years, it just means you've got a solid foundation to build something even stronger. Start small, start scared, but just start. Because the most powerful version of you, she's not gone. She's just waiting for you to remember her. If something in this video spoke to you, go ahead and like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I'd really love to hear which part spoke to you the most. And what has your experience been with rebuilding your confidence after years of playing small? Share in the comments below. To keep your journey going, tap the next video on your screen. It's all about how to use affirmations to rewire your mind, build confidence, and finally start living the radiant life that you deserve. Until next time, stay radiant and take care of your beautiful mind and body.